Before the flag was raised on Iwo Jima, before MacArthur waded ashore at Leyte, before kamikaze pilots etched their final arcs into the sky, there were moments few remember and truths fewer still have seen. The Pacific Theater was not just a clash of empires. It was a slow, grinding descent into a kind of warfare that rewrote the rules of survival. And in these rare historical pictures, we uncover not just the battles, but the silences between them, the faces of men who knew they wouldn't return, the landscapes that swallowed entire divisions, the machines that failed, the missions that were never meant to succeed. We begin in 1942, not with Midway, but with Kokoda. Australian troops, underfed and outnumbered, fought through malaria-ridden jungles in Papua New Guinea, halting Japan's southern advance. No grand naval maneuvers, no sweeping air raids, just boots in the mud, bayonets in the dark, and a will that refused to break. Then came the Solomon Islands. In one photo, a Japanese soldier lies dead in a mangrove swamp, his rifle still clutched, his body half submerged. It's not staged, it's not heroic, it's real. And it reminds us that this war was fought inch by inch, breath by breath. By 1943, the island-hopping strategy was underway, but it wasn't clean. At Tarawa, U.S. Marines landed underestimating the tides. Hundreds drowned before reaching shore. The survivors faced fortified bunkers and machine gun nests. One image shows a Marine dragging a wounded comrade through knee-deep surf, bullets kicking up water around them. It's not victory, it's endurance. And then there are the kamikaze pilots. Not all were volunteers. Some were coerced, some were 17. In a photo taken hours before takeoff, 5 young men pose in front of a Zero fighter. One smiles, one looks away. Only one survives, shot down, rescued, and haunted for the rest of his life. These are the truths behind the headlines, the moments that didn't make it into textbooks, the stories that live only in film grain and fading memory. By 1944, the war had evolved, but not softened. The Philippines became the crucible. In one photo, landing barges packed with U.S. troops cut through calm waters toward Leyte. Above them, American and Japanese fighter planes twist in a deadly ballet. The men aboard watch the sky, knowing the battle may begin before they even touch land. Then comes the return, MacArthur wading ashore, flanked by officers and President Osmania. But what the photo doesn't show is the chaos just beyond the frame. Snipers in the hills, mines in the surf, and the weight of a nation waiting to be reclaimed. Meanwhile, kamikaze strikes intensify. The USS Franklin burns off Honshu, hit by a single Japanese bomber. More than 800 lives lost. Yet the crew fights through fire and steel to keep her afloat. In another image, a kamikaze pilot descends toward the USS Essex, his plane trailing smoke, his fate sealed. These are not just acts of war, they are collisions of desperation and ideology. And then, Iwo Jima. The black volcanic sand becomes a graveyard. A Marine lies fallen, his rifle still in hand. Explosions tear through cave-linked bunkers, and atop Mount Suribachi, 6 Marines raise the flag, not for glory, but for unity. Nearly 7,000 Americans die in 36 days. It is the costliest battle in Marine Corps history. By 1945, the Pacific Theater nears its brutal crescendo. Smoke rises from Hong Kong harbor, Cocos burns, the ocean becomes a graveyard of ships and souls. A Zero fighter launches from a Japanese airstrip, its pilot posing for a final photo, unaware he will be the sole survivor of his squadron. These images are not just historical, they are human. They speak to fear, courage, loss, and endurance. They remind us that behind every strategy was a heartbeat, behind every victory, a sacrifice. So as we look upon these rare photographs, let us not only remember the war, we must remember the people, the pilots, the sailors, the medics, the civilians, the fallen. Let their stories live not just in textbooks, but in our collective conscience. Because history is not just what happened, it's what we choose to carry forward. If this journey through rare Pacific War images moved you, help us keep history alive. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and drop a comment with your thoughts or family stories. Every interaction helps us reach more viewers who care about truth, memory, and cinematic storytelling. Let's honor the past together, one frame at a time.